Hey everyone, it's Ryder from Skip. It's Monday, August 2nd. Millions of Americans now face the risk of eviction, nearly 4 million according to a recent U.S. Census survey. The eviction moratorium ended over the weekend. However, some states continue to have it in place. I'll talk about what that means for you, whether you are a renter, a homeowner, or a landlord. Everyone in the country needs to understand the ramifications of the ending of this eviction moratorium, the conversations that are still happening in Congress to try to extend it, and some of the decisions states are making as well to extend the moratorium in their state. Plus, I'll give a quick EIDL update. Thanks so much for tuning in and watching this quick video. Be sure to watch until the end. And in yesterday's video, we picked $3,000 giveaway winners. A couple have not been claimed yet, so go ahead and watch that video to see if you've won $1,000. I'll link to it above. And if you want to be entered into our weekly $1,000 giveaways, we're going to pick at least 2 winners this coming weekend. And all you have to do is hit subscribe, turn on the alerts, comment in a video this week, and download our free app. It is Hello Skip in the App Store and Google Play. Join hundreds of thousands of others using the app to get more resources. We've just released a new version of the app. We'd love to hear what you think. Let me start with the poll we put up yesterday, almost 2,000 votes. Does the end of the eviction ban affect you? If so, how? 18% of you said yes, it does affect you. You know, of all U.S. adult renters, 16% are behind in some form on rent. So nearly 1 out of 5 adult renters in the U.S. are behind on rent. On Saturday, the federal eviction moratorium that had been in place for over a year finally expired. Many of you hate it, many of you love it. But the bottom line is some states are continuing the eviction bans. So if you owe back rent or you know someone who owes back rent, I'll share what states still have an eviction ban in place. But here are some of the comments, all over the place. Melanie said this: as a landlord, it is time for the moratorium to end. Renters owe us thousands in back rent and refuse to provide the required documentation to get the rental relief funds offered by our state. Very frustrating. Landlords have been forced to do without income for a year. The economy is booming according to Biden, so let's get back to paying our rent. Candace weighed in: while I'm in no danger of being evicted, what affects one shall affect us all in one form or another, so whether directly or indirectly, this will have catastrophic repercussions. If millions of people are evicted in the coming weeks and months, that's going to have a major ripple effect across housing, across the economy. That's why many states have decided to keep the ban in place for a little bit longer. Jim said this: yes, my family will finally be getting a deadbeat, non-paying renter out of our home, and we will be moving in the home after we fix it up because he has trashed the whole place. I'm very excited and can't wait to see him escorted off our property by the sheriff. God, I feel like breakdancing, LOL. Willie Kid, also a landlord. His quote: I'm a landlord, so I'm already missing thousands of dollars with tenants unable or just refusing to pay. Stacy, looking for a new rental in another town. The supply is extremely limited where it used to be plenty. Lisa says, I'm a title abstractor. This is going to get crazy. I work long hours and 6 days a week. Now, just like before the pandemic, it's going to affect my business greatly because foreclosures and refis are coming. This will affect everyone. Plus, I don't understand why renters haven't been all over the assistance programs. I'd be all over that. I am lucky enough to not to have to take forbearance. I did have to tighten up, buckle down, and ride it out though. That's another problem. The assistance programs have been slow out of the gate. States have the money, but they've been very slow in distributing it. Many people have applied for their rental assistance programs, but like the SBA programs we know so well, other programs also have rollout problems too, especially the rental assistance program. Finally, last comment here, Matthew Cross, because he comments a lot. I wish I could upload a video to this comment section. My awful landlord and cop showed up yesterday to do a welfare check, which turned into an eviction notice, which led me to getting tackled and bear hugged over them getting in my face. Over the yard, not up to par. I hate humans. We're sorry to hear about that, Matthew. If you want to take this survey, it's in the community tab on our YouTube channel. And when you hit subscribe, you'll see all future polls. We do a poll about once a week. Here's what Pelosi said about the eviction ban. A lot of Democrats tried to get it extended. And yesterday, Nancy Pelosi and her leadership team urged the president to immediately renew and extend the eviction moratorium until October 18th, after House Democrats failed to marshal votes to prevent its lapse this weekend. However, the White House announced Thursday that it would let the ban lapse because the Supreme Court indicated in late June that legislation would be necessary to extend it a 5th time. So basically, Congress would have to decide to extend it this time. Now, Pelosi and Democrats wanted this for a couple reasons. Number one, the Delta variant, and number two, the slowness of the rental assistance getting out to folks. Her quote, referring to extending the moratorium, quote, doing so was a moral imperative to keep people from being put out on the street, which also contributes to the public health emergency. Here's the scale of the problem. The lapse of the moratorium this weekend meant millions of tenants around the country faced the risk of losing their homes. About 7.4 million adult tenants reported they were behind on rent in the latest U.S. Census Bureau survey. About 3.6 million tenant households said they were somewhat likely or very likely to face eviction over the next 2 months. And senior Democrats requested the Treasury Department shed light on how state and local governments could more efficiently deliver the $46.5 billion in rental assistance Congress authorized since December. $46.5 billion to go out to help landlords and renters across the U.S. Only 6.5% of the funds have been dispersed. So, we're often critical of the SBA's EIDL grants. It's only a similar percentage of that funding that's been dispersed, mainly due to a qualification issue. Not enough small business owners qualify for those $10,000 targeted grants or $5,000 supplemental grants. With the rental assistance, this $46.5 billion, it seems the problem is more a function of states not having processes in place to approve people quick enough. Okay, so as of today, what are the states that are continuing the eviction ban? Let me read them. To begin, at least 4 states, Massachusetts, Nevada, New York, and Oregon, are temporarily banning evictions of those with a pending rental assistance application. If you haven't applied for the aid yet and are worried about eviction, you should do so as soon as possible. The National Low-Income Housing Coalition has a state-by-state list of the 484 programs giving out aid. I'll link to that below as well. It's also on our app. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau also has a new tool to help you apply for rental relief. If you're approved, you get up to 18 months of your rent covered. Illinois' eviction moratorium will be in effect through August. Maryland's till August 15th. Hawaii expires August 6th. California, where as many as 1.6 million renters may be behind in payments, landlords can't move forward with evictions until October. In DC, August 26th. New Jersey until January of next year. So those are a handful of the states that have pushed the eviction moratorium a bit further. Finally, 2 tips to end today. If you have been a subscriber of our channel, watch yesterday's video. I'll link to it right above because we picked 3 people to give $1,000 to. Only 1 person has claimed so far, so you may have just won $1,000. Go watch that short video. Of course, if you want to be entered into our $1,000 weekly giveaways, we're picking 2 winners later this week. Be sure to be a subscriber and leave a comment in one of these videos. Second, of course, last week I talked about all the data when it comes to EIDL loans. The progress is good. We heard on a webinar this morning the pace continues to increase. In the last few weeks, more EIDL loans have been processed than in the last several months. So that has been the good news. The SBA is quickly getting through EIDL loan applications. They plan to get through most in the next couple weeks. And PPP news, this Wednesday, the direct forgiveness for PPP loans goes live. So if you received a PPP loan, $150,000 or less, on Wednesday, you can apply directly for forgiveness in a few minutes. The portal looks like this. It's not open yet, directforgiveness.sba.gov. We will do a step-by-step walkthrough of it when it goes live, but we hope it will be straightforward, and for the millions of you who took PPP loans, this will be a huge time saver for you to get approved for forgiveness. Turn that loan into a grant. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope your week's off to a great start. Most importantly, stay well, stay healthy, and I'll see you tomorrow.